So I just saw the movie Bird Box. Yeah. Or like bird shit. Okay. So, before we go any fucking further, this is going to be fucking riddled with spoilers. So, if you haven't seen it yet, best get the hell out of here. If you're planning on seeing it. Where the fuck do I start with this movie? Oh yeah, A Quiet Place. You ever seen a fucking quiet place? Well, you seen fucking Bird Box. Oh, in the quiet place, you can't fucking make any sound. You can't make any fucking noise. In a fucking Bird Box, you can't fucking look. What's the next movie gonna be? You can't use your taste buds? You can't eat pizza or a monster will come and rip out your intestines? Get the fuck out of here. Are we gonna do one horror movie for you can't use all one of your 5 senses? Which one's fucking next? It's fucking stupid. Alright, let's get this done. If your monster can't be seen, it has no origin story, it just shows up, it's probably a bad idea. If it has any of those characteristics, go ahead and cut whatever the fuck it is that you're writing and just cancel it. This is the best way I can describe this movie. If you had A Quiet Place and The Happening and they got really drunk together one night and fucked, that's what this movie would be. Okay, so the movie starts off with Sandra Bullock, who's all fucking depressed and shit, and you know what? I don't know if we're supposed to feel bad for her, but you know what? She's a fucking cunt. She's pregnant, and she's like, doesn't even give a fuck that she's pregnant. Understood. But, it's not you anymore. You're treating the child like shit if you're not going to go see your doctor. She's become some kind of introvert, because I guess the guy she got pregnant with said fuck you and split. Do you fucking blame him though? Do you really blame him? Do you really blame him though? I mean, look at her. She's a fucking cunt. So she's an artist, and I think there's supposed to be like some kind of telltale signs with the darkness that she's painting. Fuck all that symbolism shit. This is a shit movie. You're not gonna get that fucking shit out of this movie. So anyway, she's fucking on her own. She's pregnant. Her sister comes to go scoop her up from the fucking doctor. She's an introvert, so she fucking doesn't pay attention to the news, and it turns out there's these mass suicides that are going on in Russia. And it's kind of hinting that it's coming towards the US way. Okay, this is a fucking happening. If your movie resembles The Happening, if you're in the middle of typing out your script and you're like, wait a minute, this sounds a lot like The Happening, you need to start hitting the fucking backspace button and just start over. Start the fuck over.
What? No.
Anyway, so she fucking ends up going to the doctor, and she's just being kind of a cunt about it, like her child. I don't give a fuck about it. I don't give a fuck. There's a baby. Fuck you. It's not you anymore. It's a person and a child that you need to take care of. And if that's the case, you should have got that fucking abortion a long fucking time ago, or go ahead and set it up for adoption, which is kind of the way she was planning to go. It kind of seemed that way. In the middle of them coming home from the fucking doctor, that's when it happens. What it is? Who fucking knows? Who these things are that are making these fucking people go crazy? No one really fucking knows. It's just a fucking thing. Can these movies stop doing that shit? Can all of these horror movies just stop that shit? I want to know what the monster is. I want to know its origin. Some kind of interesting detail about it. Not it's fucking there. Watch out. Fuck off. So everybody just starts fucking off on themselves like they do in The Happening, including her sister. So she ends up running into this fucking house that's on the main street. This is a big fucking gripe as well, but so she goes into this fucking house with all these people, I guess, who have just showed up in this house, including the guy's neighbor, and they're just a band of people now, and all of a sudden, they're all like this curmudgeon little group, and this just started like fucking 5 minutes ago, but they all act like they've known each other forever. They didn't want to let her in the fucking front door, but they let all these other people in the front door. Like, what transpired in that 10 minutes from the fucking thing starting? Why not let her in the fucking front door? It's just fucking stupid. So all of a sudden, she's in the in crowd with these fucking people, and of course, they're all fucking, have their theories about what's going on, and of course, there's the one guy who's kind of weird and kooky, and he has his theory about what it is, or these demons, and they will make you go crazy and see the most saddest things in your life, and they're depicted in all these religions. Is that what they are? Who fucking knows? Because all it really is just his fucking description. So I guess that's the movie kind of telling you what they are, but at the same time, it never says this is what they are. It's just this fucking crazy guy who works in a grocery store that everybody thinks is fucking crazy, his depiction of what these fucking monsters are. Oh, fucking Lord. Fuck. So it's obvious that she's pregnant and people want to fucking care for her in that way. And then, you know, there is a scene before she goes into the house, John Malkovich, whatever his fucking name is, his wife gets killed. And he's just like kind of okay with it. He's just kind of cool with it. Like, she goes out to save her and she ends up getting fucking zapped by the fucking zombie monster, goddamn invisible monster shit. And she goes crazy and steps into a fucking car that's already on fire. And he's just standing there like, how these things unfold happen so quickly, huh? So she comes in, he's like, that was my wife. And she's like, oops. And like, that's kind of it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Huh? I mean, the acting is one thing I have to point out right now while I'm thinking about it. To me, it's atrocious, completely atrocious. This movie is split into scenes where they're in the house building up to where everyone kicks it and she has to get on this boat to try to save herself and these 2 children. But in that fucking meantime, like the scenes where they had her on the boat kind of seems somewhat interesting, just Sandra Bullock on her own. She's the one who kind of carries this movie to a degree. I think Sandra Bullock's not a terrible actor, but all that plastic surgery on her face just looks like she's fucking, I can't even explain it. She just looks unnatural. But the people in the house, that whole scenario with them is just like, I don't care about this shit. It just seems like fucking some kind of weird B-grade horror movie where people are trapped in a house. It's just so unnatural, the people's behavior, the way they talk, the way they interact with one another. I just didn't feel it, and I just felt that it was completely fucking off. So anyway, she's in the fucking house, everybody's starting to kind of group to fucking together, and the fucking some other lady knocks on the fucking door, and she's fucking pregnant too. What a fucking coincidence. She's due on the same fucking date that fucking Sandra Bullock's character is. Okay, plot twist or some shit, I don't fucking know. So anyway, they fucking realize that they're running out of food. So what is their fucking genius idea? So they have cameras around the house, and the guy just fucking thinks of this out of nowhere. The guy who owns his house is like, hey, I have cameras around. Maybe I should check the cameras. And they're like, okay, let's fucking do that. But what if the fucking monsters can get you through the cameras? They never really make you understand where the villain monster things like boundaries are. They just come up with new shit every fucking 5 minutes. I guess they're like, while they were writing it, they're like, oh, wait a minute, what if they used a fucking camera to drive the automobiles? Well, that doesn't work either. It's like they have to keep backpedaling shit in order to make this fucking stupid ass scenario work. So he goes in the room, they tape him down to make sure he doesn't go crazy. He looks at the cameras on his fucking cameras around his house. Boom, he gets possessed by the goddamn shit and he's fucking dead. So that's out. So they're running out of food. So what's their fucking option? They're gonna have to leave the house and they're gonna have to go get food from the grocery store. The one crazy guy works in a grocery store. I locked up this grocery store. I have the key. I'm the only one who can get in. It has fucking windows. Anybody who wants to break into a fucking grocery store, can break into a fucking grocery store. Get the fuck out of here. So their genius idea is to tint and black out all the fucking windows on an automobile and allow the fucking GPS to guide them. No, mind you, what we just saw on the street were wrecked automobiles all over the fucking place, chaos and mayhem, but you're gonna drive a fucking automobile to a fucking grocery store that's maybe about 7 or 8 minutes away, completely fucking blind. Get the fuck out of here. So they actually do it. They actually show them doing it, drive into this fucking grocery store. They hit a curb, they run over a dead guy. Nobody ever hits a fucking vehicle magically, and they just kind of know because the sensors are on the vehicle and they know to turn left or right. I guess it kind of makes sense. But then the demon monsters, I guess they now have like fucking magnetic abilities and they're taking over the sensors of the vehicle. Wait a minute, but they're invisible. You can't see them. They're not there. How do they have any mass? There's no logic to this shit. So they get to the grocery store and they magically park the car blindfolded right in front of the front door, easy to access all the groceries. Fucking convenient, right? So they fucking go into the store. They never show how they, I guess they kind of show they go into the door. They go into the store, they load up on groceries. John Malkovich's character is getting drunk. And it's just like, what? It's so weird and so cringy the way he's acting like he's drunk. He's like, I'm the best, this is the best end of the World Series ever. It's like, fuck off. This is fucking stupid. So, the black guy, I forgot what his name is, and I guess Sandra Bullock, they're starting to become a little bit romantic, and, they have a moment in the grocery store because he gets her some fucking diapers. Ooh. And then so they fucking have a little moment in there. Then one guy fucking breaks out of the freezer who's obviously gone crazy, and the guy who worked at the grocery store sacrificed himself to save them so they can get the fuck out of there. Okay. Then they cut back to them pulling in the garage with the groceries and everything. No, Bird Box, no. I need to see how you loaded those groceries. I need to see how you drove back. I need to see how you parked that fucking car perfectly in the fucking garage, blindfolded with sensors off on an automobile. Fuck off. That is what we needed to see. No, they just magically show back up in the fucking house. Fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant. You don't need to see that shit. It just happens. It just fucking happens, right? Fucking hell. Fucking hell. So they're in the house, they got the fucking groceries, some other fucking fuck nugget knocks on the fucking door. And the pregnant lady who led the first time, she let him in because she was like, oh, I know how scary it was to be out there. He has some fucking story of where the fuck he came from. Turns out he's fucking batshit fucking crazy. He turns out ripping all the shit off the fucking things and going crazy because he wants to see the shit. He pulls out all these drawings of all these crazy monsters, and you're like, wow, those drawings, I'm not gonna front, were kind of inspired and really creepy looking drawings, but they're just fucking drawings. They're not fucking monsters. They're fucking paper and pencil. What? So now he goes fucking crazy. He ends up killing pretty much fucking everybody except for fucking Sandra Bullock and the black guy. But in the process, right before the end, Sandra Bullock and the pregnant lady, the other lady they let in the house, have their baby at the exact same fucking moment. So now, fast forward a couple, whatever, later on, etc., etc. Now they're just fucking, those two are living together with the children. Children are much older, probably like maybe 5 or 6 years older or something like that. So they're just pretty much doing their thing, surviving the way they can. They hear some signal on the radio about there's a town pretty much downriver. Basically, they need to get on the fucking river and go down, what have you. So that's pretty much, Sandra Bullock's like, hell no, we're not doing that. We need to survive. The other guy's like, no, we need to live. Let those kids live. They need to find a life out of here. We can't just live like this. This isn't living. It's just surviving. So anyway, they go and get to a house to try to get more fucking supplies. Black guy gets killed. So basically, to honor his wishes, she takes the kids and gets on the fucking boat and goes down to this fucking place, right? Okay. All the time I'm telling you this, it cuts in these scenes while she's on the boat. Like, this is actually happening. Kind of dig that to a degree, because I would hate to build up to this point to get to this boat scene and then watch that entire boat scene for her to get to this end. They cut the boat scene of them traveling and all the shit they go through while you're watching these parts, which is great because it was just really that one lump sum together with just the people in the fucking house. I'd have fucking killed myself a long time ago. I'd have ripped the shit off the walls and stared right outside of myself. That shit was fucking boring and garbage. For them to actually slice it up like that, for them to show that kind of travel part, actually worked in its benefit. So now that they're on the fucking boat and they're actually getting close, there's the fucking, oh god, the boat flips over, what happened to the boy and girl, they fucking scoop them up, blah blah blah, and then the fucking monster starts to attack them, whatever the fuck it is, demon. Does it really attack them though? Here's my fucking thing. It's invisible. Apparently it has some kind of mass to itself because it bends bushes and it moves stuff and it makes leaves move. So it has some kind of physical matter and it can make things move. If that's the case, why didn't it just take the fucking blindfold off her fucking face and throw it to the side? What the fuck? That makes no sense to me. And I'm sorry, if your monster consists of blowing wind and leaves, I'm sorry, but I don't think I'm going to be very fucking frightened by that. Listen to me, I love psychological horror, I absolutely do. But when it still revolves around your creature / demon / monster being nothing but wind, you fucking lost me. You fucking lost me. A Quiet Place to me was a terrible movie, but at least the monsters were there. There was the same kind of setup, no scenario, no nothing, just the government can't handle it, fending for yourself on your own in some kind of apocalypse. But at least there was some kind of substance to them. Not just some kind of weird fucking fairy tale shit and all of a sudden there's just wind blowing and I'm supposed to be fucking scared of that. Fuck off. So now that they got to their destination, it turns out the place that was contacting them was a school for the blind. So that's how they survived, because they can't fucking see. But apparently, they had the same idea. The reason that it's called the bird box is because these birds just know. They just know the demon is there. But here's my thing. What about dogs? What about foxes? What about skunks? What about raccoons? What about mooses? How do these things work? Do only birds know? What the fuck makes a bird special? Fucking stupid. So Sandra Bullock did pick up the birds from the fucking grocery store early in the beginning, and now she has the fucking birds, so she knows when the demon or evil is near. But what about any other animal? But here's my other question. Can the demons do the same thing to animals and make them crazy? It's not explained. It makes no fucking sense. Where is your fucking logic, movie? So they're at the fucking place with all the blind people and shit, and there's some people there who are not blind, and they're okay, and they're fine because they just know not to look out the fucking windows, but they have some kind of society. How it works? Who fucking knows? How are they surviving with all these people? Who fucking knows? Here is another dumbass fucking part of the movie. The boy is her son. The girl is the woman that they let into the house who was pregnant, who she had a baby with at the same time. She never gave them names. She calls them boy and girl. Yes, you heard me right. It's as stupid as it sounds. And when you are actually watching this movie for her to be like, hey boy or girl, I mean, what are you, fucking Kratos?
Get in the boat, boy. 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 This way, boy. Slow down, boy. We do what we please, boy.
That's what you did!
Boy. Boy, look at me. Look at me, boy.
Get the fuck out of here. Girl, over here. Boy, read this. Fuck out of here, Sandra Bullock. Stupid. But she never gave them fucking names because I guess she didn't want to be attached to them. So I think it was a whole transpiring thing for her to love her child and be positive. Well, that's a fucking stupid ass way of fucking doing it, movie. She could have just got on some antidepressants and been fucking fine. So at the end of the movie, when she's in the fucking place, she ends up running into the fucking doctor who was giving her so much shit about not caring about for her baby. And even the doctor asks, what's your name? He's like, boy. And the girl, she's like, girl? She's like, no, actually your name is Tom. And the little girl, your name is Olivia. Was that so fucking hard? I mean, you could have called them thing 1 and thing 2, not fucking boy and girl. Get the fuck out of here, Kratos. I gotta say, after watching this movie, I don't know what to fucking think anymore about horror movies. I mean, this trend of monsters just not being there and I'm supposed to be frightened by them, I don't get it. Here's the thing, look at a movie like The Babadook. That monster was fictional, but it had a face, it had a presence, it had fear to it. There's no fucking way in hell you're going to fucking frighten me by fucking wind and gusts of air. Not gonna happen. Please stop doing this, movies. Please give some kind of substance to your villain, to your creature, to your monster, to your demon, to your alien. It's just because it's there and we don't understand it doesn't automatically make me scared of it. Yes, a lot of people are scared and nervous of the unknown, but just because I don't know what it is doesn't mean I'm fucking scared about it. It makes me curious, but I'm not fucking scared of it. I think that's what it tries to do, is it tries to lure you in and make you curious. But just because I'm curious does not mean I'm gonna piss my pants in fear. I gotta say that after watching this movie, this trend of horror, it's gotta stop. Please fucking make it stop. Once again, if your movie resembles anything like The Happening, you are no longer making a horror movie. You are making a comedy, in my fucking opinion. These are my thoughts on Bird Box. Like I said, I thought it was absolute shit. There was really not too many redeeming qualities of it. I think Sandra Bullock's scenes when she's on the boat were kind of okay. Pretty much every other character was, to me, comedic gold, just how over the top they were. And honestly, that's all I really got on it. It's actually not bad to watch if you're looking for a comedy and if you want a giggle or two and you really just want to look at a fucking movie with a cynical approach and how stupid stuff it has in it. The thing with The Quiet Place, I really did not like that movie, but I think there was some artistic value to it to a degree, and I think there was some things that it did okay. This movie to me is the complete opposite. To me, I don't feel like there's really any redeeming qualities, and I don't think there's much really here. And for people that are loving it, I mean, who are you? Please explain to me why this movie is supposed to be good, because I don't fucking get it. Anyway, this is Kamikaze Soundwaves. This is me ranting about fucking Bird Box, which is bird shit. Anyway, I'm fucking out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed this fucking rant about this movie. If you haven't seen it, go for it, I guess. Have fun. Anyway, I will see you over the next one. Much obliged for watching. Later.